Good morning, everybody. Good morning. For the replay gang, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Sun will be up here momentarily. Eric here, Driveline World's OK steering wheel holder. In for an unusual early morning live. But I had a video. I just finished making a video and gave away a little too much into it. Oh my God, the video I just put up on my channel of the guy that was going wild, he's still sitting here and he's like accosting people. Like, he's got clothes on now. He's just sitting over there chain smoking. His truck, by the way, has been in the island for an hour. So that's going on. He's got clothes on now. I think he's tweaking his brains out. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he is high as a kite. Weird morning. Weird morning. I think that guy's high as a kite. Drew, what's up? Hey, just watch your video on that driver. Yeah, he's been, I could have made an hour-long video, Drew. I could have made an hour-long video because he's still here. He did pull his truck up, but he's been in the fuel island for an hour. Gene, good morning. My morning is going great. I'm at US Foods in Buda, Texas, dropping this load, then headed on home time. Been out for almost 2 months. Man, that's what this video is going to be about. That's what this video is going to be about. I'll try to breeze through it. Like I said before you guys dropped in, I actually made a regular video, but I said some things in it that I am not supposed to. And then I sit here and watch this guy do all the stuff he's doing. He still hasn't left. Like, he's in a full-on rage right now and just high as a kite. He has to be high as a kite. After he finally pulled his truck forward, I watched him go sit over here and chain smoke about 10 cigarettes, just one after the other. He was lighting one cigarette off the other, and he's still there. So I was like, all right, you know what? Instead of just reshooting the video that I did this morning, I'll just do a live. Just left HEB in San Antonio. Nice. Good old HEB. Which HEB? Because there's 2 of them down there. Drew, surprised no one's called the cops yet. Yeah, well, I think if it was really busy, it probably would be an issue. But it's been pretty dead. So he's kind of been able to just do whatever he wants to do. Andy, coffee bath. Yeah. Well, Andy, someone said in Discord that it might have been a cup full of piss. That would make a lot more sense, to be that upset about it, because he was in a rage. Neil, good morning. Yeah, how today in Salt Lake City? Nice. All right. Hey, for those of you who are in this here this early, if you get the thumbs up real quick, that'd be great. I'm hoping the sun's going to come up here any second and give me some light. I don't want to turn my inside light on because I don't want that guy knowing that I'm in here filming. He is very unstable. He has a very unstable aura about him right now. And I ain't trying to get in a confrontation. So anyway, for the replay gang, let me rip through this real quick. I was Drew, or who just mentioned that they're getting ready for home time? Drew, right? Gene, no. Gene's getting ready to go home time. Okay. By the way, Andy, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. All right, Volvo man has just left. Volvo man has left the building. Oh boy, that was something else, man. He was in that fuel island for an hour. Anyway, Gene, you said that you're ready for home time. I'm pretty damn frustrated right now because for 2 weeks I've had a home counter set for Wednesday, which is my son's birthday. And that ain't going to happen. That's not it. There is no realistic way for that to happen. And not only that, but the load that I'm about to go pick up, which I'm peeved that I have to go pick one up when the sun's up, but it is what it is. It happens. This load is so sideways, man. I can't divulge too much information about it other than to say I may not supposed to be running this kind of this load. I may not. Good morning, Hopper. Because there's a lot of it that doesn't make any sense on how it's supposed to be done, and Prime doesn't know. I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. So we'll see. We shall see. I think the load, I think I may be repowered. I don't know, through no fault of my own. But we're gonna go get it and figure it out. But anyway, let me back up and kind of walk you guys through why I'm not going to be home when I'm supposed to be. So there's been a couple times where I get set up to go down south, go home out of Wellston, Ohio. It works out really well because there's a Pillsbury load that goes to the Hot Pocket place. They do Hot Pocket and a whole bunch of other stuff down in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Lasagnas and stuff like that. And then from there, you can go down to Texas and into southern states. So there's been a couple times where that's been the perfect way to get routed home. I picked up a load going to Pillsbury in Wellston, Ohio, I think Friday, I believe. Kind of with the understanding that, okay, this should set me up really well. I take a loaded trailer to Wellston, Ohio, Pillsbury, and Prime's known for 2 weeks that I want to be home on Wednesday. So that should set me up. I delivered it yesterday morning, 3:45 in the morning, Sunday morning. It wasn't due until 9. I got it in there early. And as I'm getting close to Pillsbury, I start reaching out. Hey, Prime, what's going on? Where's, I should be in the matrix right now because I got to be home on Wednesday. And was promptly told that is not going to happen. Through no uncertain terms. Getting in the direction of home loaded was just not going to happen. So I was pretty damn frustrated. Now I understand, well, Pillsbury, by the way, had a bunch of freight going out of there. There's a bunch of preloaded trailers. They had loads that were going out today. Apparently all those loads were on other trucks. Now I get it. There's a lot of trucks. They all need loads, but Prime's known about this for 2 weeks. So you would think that Friday or Saturday, somebody would be thinking, we have a truck with a home counter that is delivering to Pillsbury. There's plenty of loads that get that truck going the right direction. But no, that's not what happened. So all the loads going out of Pillsbury yesterday and today, Monday, were booked on other trucks. And not only that, okay, well, get me pointed in that direction. I get that there's no freight on Sunday. You guys probably should have been thinking a little bit ahead on that, but okay, whatever. At least get me pointed in that direction. No can do. So I was like right on the edge. If this week wasn't, I've got a good $1 per mile average going this week. But because I deadheaded out of Florida at the beginning of the week, it's been a slow grind. So my revenue is like it's just I think I'm under 3,000. With this load, I'll be at 4,000. Uh, so I just wasn't, and my Peterbilt, I've got to get 4 tires for the Peterbilt. That's going to hurt a lot. So I was like, but I was so close as being like, you know what? I don't need a trailer. I'm just going to bobtail all the way home. And I still think now with this load being going sideways on me and going off the rails, maybe I should have done that. But they dangled this load over me that pays almost $1,400 for under 600 miles. But it goes not in the direction of home, not in the direction of home. In fact, I'll probably end up tomorrow morning a little bit further away from home than I would have been yesterday morning. So, and then, you know, the guy is not my normal night guy. I don't know who that guy was. It's not on him. It's on another department. But him saying, we should still be able to get you home. It's like, bro, are you kidding me? It's not even if in a perfect world, if I got to this receiver tomorrow morning, which would be Tuesday morning, and immediately got loaded, I still wouldn't be able to legally get home by Wednesday. I don't know how you could say I don't know how you could comfortably say on the phone, we'll still be able to get you home on time. Bro, it's not legally possible. And it's very unlikely where I'm going that I'm going to immediately within an hour or two be reloaded to be driving home. So the conclusion is they're not getting me home when I'm supposed to be home. I will not be home on my son's birthday. The only way for me to potentially be there late, like in the middle of the night tomorrow, Wednesday night, would be if I just get unloaded and just leave bobtail. Drop the trailer off somewhere and just bobtail. That's the only way. There's no other. So, like, I don't even think they can route me home loaded Thursday. I think best case scenario is that I'm home Friday. So they're really missing the window here. Pretty bad. It happens. I'm not going to say like I'm surprised by it or anything. I hope you guys don't take that the wrong way. I'm not like, this happens, it's trucking, but it's just so damn frustrating when it's my son's birthday and then it's Mother's Day weekend. And at this point, I'm just trying to cross my fingers and figure out when I wave the flag, when do I wave the flag and just drive home? Because having faith in the matrix to get me there is not presenting reward at this point. And if I'm in it, I feel like if I risk it too much and I'm sitting somewhere too far from home on Friday, my wife is going to lose her shit. So it's a frustrating morning. I hope it's a great morning for everybody. I'm not trying to kill your buzz. I'm on a load that I just do not like the pickup time. I don't like the instructions that are with it. I don't like that the constructions are confusing to both me and Prime. And none of us really understand what's going on. I don't like where it delivers at all. The time it delivers, the type of traffic I have to go to get to where it delivers. I don't like anything about it. And the fact that it delivers way out of route the day before I'm supposed to be home. That's how my week is starting off. So that was a quick summary of what the video I made to put up on the channel was this morning, but I can't put it up because I said too much. I was stupid. So I'll get into these comments. If you just joined us, good Monday morning. If you're in the replay gang, hopefully you have a great kickoff to your week. Please hit the thumbs up if you guys are in here real quick. And let me catch up. And let me say again, Andy, thanks again for the super chat. The one on Business Park right by 35. I'm not there. Hopper, you were definitely not first. Marietta, good morning. Home just for the night. Salt Lake, I'm supposed to be back home Saturday. I hope that works out for you. Got to be home for boy's birthday. Yes, sir. Mr. Not Nice, good morning. How you doing? Andy, that's what you get for thinking. Yeah. Marietta, I'm going to Twin Falls today. Then summer delivering Wednesday. Andy, where's the load going? I cannot say. I cannot say where the load is going. Scott, confrontation with Volvo man equals bad start to any day. Yeah, dude, that guy was freaking. He was amped, man. I'm telling you, he was high as a kite. Hopper, and we don't want Jennifer to lose her shit. We definitely don't. Gene, so sorry for you. Batty must be on one of those half hazmat, half not. No, not that. Marietta, I will see how my morning will be. It took a broken trailer into Prime Salt Lake City. Now I don't have a tractor. Oh, now you don't have a trailer to pick up your load. Not half hazmat. Wow, these tour buses just came in. Man, those are some nice buses. I wonder who that is. Speaking of hazmat, though, I think I've mentioned it on the channel before, but you guys remember when they gave us we took back when we had a lot of dry Walmart freight? We went and picked up a Walmart load, and it had a couple 100 pounds of lighters. So it was under the hazmat placard and endorsement requirement, and then 30,000 pounds of calendars. So a couple 100 pounds of Bic lighters and 30,000 pounds of calendars. Man, you watch your axle seals a lot more when you have a load like that. You definitely check your hub seals before you start driving at all, and you keep your eyes on those tires. Mr. Not Nice, did freight pick up? Thought we were supposed to be available for at least 85% between May and July because we have this uptick in freight. Bro, freight ain't picking up, man. Freight's been slowing way down for my trucks the last couple weeks. So all of you who've been experiencing that the last few months, I'm finally feeling it too. And hopefully it's just a fluke these last 2 weeks, but man, I'm definitely feeling it too. These last couple weeks, I cannot get a truck over 4,000. Now I do have a truck that's well over 4,000 gross this week, but he had an extra 2 days on the week. He started 2 days early. So it's not really that the truck's doing that well. It's just that it's a long week for that truck. Mr. Not Nice. Yeah, I know you're being sarcastic about the meeting. I don't know where that was coming from, because there is no indication anywhere in the entire industry that freight is going to be picking up at all. In fact, I had a conversation with someone at Prime the other day who fully agreed with me that it's going to get worse before it gets better. So I'm not sure why things are said on Friday mornings that don't jive with reality out here. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if anything was said last Friday because I didn't bother watching that video. I haven't watched that. Sometimes there's like 3/4 of those videos I can't listen to anymore because it's literally the exact same thing that was said the week before. And then the other quarter just makes me want to pull over and do what this guy did at the Loves earlier. So I'm kind of like on a sabbatical from watching or listening to those videos. So anyway, it has been, I'll tell you, it's been really nice being in the upper 40s and lower 50s the last couple days. That has been very nice. Although it was when it was windy the other day, it was really chilly at 45, and I've already taken all my winter clothes off the truck. So I only have one hoodie on this truck, and it's old and busted. It's like a 4-year-old Prime hoodie that I'm really wearing that thing out because it's all I've got. So, I mean, 45 to 50 is perfect for me if there's no wind, but you bring wind into it, and that can kind of hurt. Mr. Not Nice, nothing of substance was said this previous Friday. Okay. Yeah. That's how I know Not Nice, because you or someone else, Lyle or someone, will text me and say, can you believe this was said, or what was that all about? And that's when I know it's something I need to go listen to. If I don't get a text from somebody, then I don't usually listen to the meeting. Watching these tour buses get fueled up. So yeah, I have really enjoyed that. I didn't like the thunderstorms were sketch. Also, I've been doing a lot of deadhead. I'm not doing those 1,000-mile deadheads that they were talking about at the meeting, but I've been doing 200 or 300 miles almost every load. The last 4 or 5 loads. At this one, I did 260 deadhead miles, which I'm fine with that. If the total load, if I know I'm not going to do it without a load, but if I have the load and the gross works out for me, I'm fine with it, because those are cheap miles. That point was correct. Andy, time to cross into Canada, so I'm gonna have to close the app. All right, man, enjoy it. Slime Pack, good morning. But yeah, I like 50 degrees. Guys, my APU has like 9,000 hours on it. And that's one downside of running primarily at nights, is that when you sleep during the daytime, your APU is going to get used a lot more. Like team trucks will have a lot of miles, but the APU is pretty low hours compared to a solo truck, and especially a solo truck that almost exclusively runs at night. Because when the sun hits the top of that truck, that APU's on. So my APU gets some use, man. In 50 degrees is perfect for me. I don't got to run my APU. It's nice and quiet. So I've kind of enjoyed it. And I did eat out of the truck, not in the truck yesterday, because I was parked next to a Chipotle. So I've done really good. I've only done smoothies and stuff like that for the first 3 weeks that I've been out. And then yesterday I was parked next to that Chipotle, so it was game over. Sir Charles, how you doing, man? Sir Charles is over there running that Walmart account. Marietta, I was just told I might have a trailer by noon. Was just told, oh, we can change pickup time. Oh man, how is it they don't have an empty trailer? You're at the terminal in Salt Lake, and they don't have an empty. Man, I've been getting some secrets lately. Someone told me a trick for Pittston that I will not be divulging. I have a trick for Springfield, but somebody told me a trick for Pittston last night that I was like, oh, I will definitely be utilizing that little hack. It's starting to rain right now. Sun should be up any minute, but it's starting to rain. So I don't know if it may be just overcast all day. I'm doing a split right now. I should be sleeping, but I can't. I slept. I didn't get up until 8 o'clock last night. So there's no way I'm going to be able to go back there and go to sleep right now. But I got to do a split, go pick up this load, and then find out how off the rails this load is going to go. Because like I said, something's wrong with the way this load is classified, and the instructions in the dispatch don't jive with the way I, as a solo truck, would have to run it. So, and Prime doesn't know. They're like, yeah, we don't know. We don't. I was like, here's what the instructions say. I can't do what the instructions are telling me that has to be done. Yeah, you're right. You can't, but we don't know if that doesn't make sense. That shouldn't be. Don't know why that's there. You can't. You're not going to be able to do that. Yeah, I can't do that. I know. I can't do that. That's why I'm calling. So it's going to be interesting. Oh, I'm so glad that Volvo's gone, man. That guy was psychotic, dude. I was sitting here thinking, man, if somebody crosses his path right now, there's about to be a legit mayhem fight going down, because he was on one, dude. He was on one. When he, like I said, when he came over and sat, he had his truck in the fuel island for an hour. When he came over and sat by the store and just chain smoked 10 or 15 cigarettes, he would stand up, flex, you know, like he wanted to hit something. Then he'd sit back down, take a cigarette out, light it with the other cigarette, flick that cigarette, then he'd stand back up and he'd kick the curb, and then he'd flex. Like he was on one, man. Let's see, Marietta. Yes, Marietta. Normally I will take a local load, which always gives me a trailer. Man, I may ask if I can try and. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, if there's a. I just can't discuss the load. That's a problem. I'm trying to think if there's a way to, like, hot potato this load off that would somehow set me up to get pointed towards home. I don't know. I'll call my fleet manager when he gets in. Hopper. Oh, I caught it. Hopper, there's a whole video. It's on my channel. You go watch that video and you'll see that he's ready to go postal. Like, he was ready to go postal. Go watch the video. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cloudy. I don't know if I'm gonna get much sun, because the sky is starting to light up, but it's too cloudy and raining, so I'm not gonna get much light. John Huntley, that dude looked like he was strung out on something. Yeah, John, it looked a lot worse after that video. When he got over here closer to the truck, he could not be still. He couldn't. He would sit, stand up, sit, stand up, sit, stand up. He could not. He was just every limb, every muscle in his body had to be moving. So that's the kind of person I definitely steer clear, because he was unhinged, to say the least. So, but I did post that up on. So that ended up being I think that's the shortest video I've ever put on YouTube. Because when I realized I couldn't publish the other video, I'm like, I'll just throw this video up and do a live for the replay gang. Marietta, okay, well, I'm going to go get ready to roll. Have a better day. Really hope things work out. Look, I'm having a good day, Marietta. I don't, again, I'm not trying to be a Monday morning buzzkill. I'm just extremely frustrated with the lack of forethought on Prime's part, because they've basically gotten me stuck where I can't get home when I was supposed to be. And again, I put in to be home on Wednesday 2 weeks ago. But anyway, have a good day. Mr. Not Nice, dang, someone is out here making us Volvo drivers look bad. Mr. Not Nice, You know, I talk shit about Volvo drivers all the time. Let me just say, there's a lot of you. There's a lot of you that aren't making Volvo drivers look very good. Volvo drivers are not the most reputable. Should not be a reflection on you, but it kind of ends up happening that way because it's pretty much always going to be a Volvo, and not always, but in most cases, it's going to be a Volvo when something like that goes down. That's funny. Let's see, what else? What else? Oh, by the way, that I was parked at that big McDonald's that's by TA. Is it Jeffersonville? It's by TA and the Outlet Mall. I had a really interesting chat with a dude driving a box truck. He was walking to McDonald's when I was walking to Chipotle, and so we had a quick little chat. He used to deliver stuff to that outlet mall, and he told me that it's a ghost town. Almost every store. He said there's like 3 stores left open. Almost every store over there at that outlet mall in Ohio is out of business, moved out. Or their stores are still there, but if you go over there when they're during their opening hours, there ain't nobody in there. And he doesn't deliver a lot of the stuff that he delivered over there. And I was thinking about this, and you guys tell me if you agree. I might make a video about this, but I've seen some videos on why these outlet malls are closing. And usually the reasons they give are not the reason that I no longer do business with these outlet malls. For me, 10 years ago, and I think COVID plays a role. Well, let me back up. Let's say 10 years. 10 years ago, it was very common for me and Jenna to go to an outlet mall maybe twice a year and just refresh the whole wardrobe. Like you could go to Columbia or North Face or something like that and really stock up on some good shit that is definitely felt like a bargain over the normal stores. That I want to say like 17, 18, and 19, because Jenna lived in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I lived in Chicago like 7 years ago. No, 8 years ago. So it would have been a little bit earlier than that. So we had the one there was the one like right on the state line. We went up there, I want to say in 16 or 17, and that whole outlet mall was priced exactly the same as a normal store. So like Under Armour, Nike, all those stores, you couldn't tell any difference between the pricing in the outlet stores and the normal stores. Now they had everything on sale, but the sale price was not really, you were still going in there to pay, $80, $70 for an Under Armour hoodie. For me personally, that defeats the whole purpose of an outlet mall. The purpose of an outlet mall, as I remember it 10 years ago, was to take all the inventory in the warehouses that they weren't going to ship to their normal stores because there was new styles and new clothes and new all this and that. So you would send all that stuff to the outlet stores and deeply discount it, and that was the purpose of an outlet mall. At some point in 16, 17, 18, 19, they're like, hey, why deal with these little margins when we can just charge the same premium and have bigger margins? And the problem, as I see it, is that we all figured it out. Like, hey, the outlet mall is supposed to be a place to get bargains, not to go pay the same price for shit. So all these videos out there talking about outlet malls dying or blaming the internet and all that stuff. And it's like, well, there's no value proposition. There's no reason to go to an outlet mall anymore because the shit's just as expensive. And I know malls are dying just as a general statement too. It's not just outlet malls, but outlet malls, in my experience, had their own special carve out where if you wanted to go stock up on some Columbia or whatever, lids, whatever, you know, you could go hit that and feel like you were getting a good amount of clothes for, you know, for a much better deal. And that just stopped happening. And of course, COVID came along, nobody could go to malls, and everybody really retrained on ordering damn near everything. And that was the nail in the coffin. But the coffin was already built, and its lid was already being put on. Everybody now just blames COVID and the internet and all that. And it's like, yeah, but it kind of happened before. It was happening earlier. It's kind of like McDonald's. And there's all these videos out there about why is McDonald's dying? And it's like, well, first of all, I don't eat McDonald's, but McDonald's was cheap food. Like, it was cheap. I'm old enough to remember 29-cent hamburgers and 39-cent cheeseburgers. It was like Saturday and Sunday, or Sunday and Tuesday. I don't remember what it was. But it was a place where they had the playgrounds and all that stuff. So you'd come and just buy a shitload of cheap food. Then when your kids are done playing, you get them a milkshake or an ice cream or something like that. And somehow they thought taking out all the playgrounds and the things that gave it character and attracted you to it, make them look modern, and then charge the same price that you could go to an actual sit-down place. Somehow they thought that was going to work. And it's like, but that's not McDonald's. McDonald's is not premium hamburgers and cheeseburgers. Like, McDonald's cheeseburgers are McDonald's cheeseburgers. They're not, it's not some nice place, you know. It seems to me like the outlet malls and McDonald's and all these places kind of made that same decision of, hey, let's just make nicer looking walls and charge a lot more money. And it's like, yeah, but you're an outlet mall. We don't go to an outlet mall just to see a modern ceiling. We go to an outlet mall to get cheap Columbia shit. I don't know why. I have no idea why I went on that one. Apologize for that. I went off the rails on my own. Let's see. Hopper, you've seen the stubbies? Yeah, on the side box, that's what I was wondering, man. It's got to have, like, they're probably going to have the smallest side boxes available in the fleet. Not nice. Volvo driver's definitely crashing out. Yeah, man, he was on one. Thank God for white tees and black tees and navy tees. They never go out of style. Yeah, not nice. Got to do a 550 deadhead. Wish me luck. All right, man, enjoy that. John Huntley, I remember gas was 99 cents a gallon and you could feed an entire family for $20 at McDonald's. Oh, yeah, dude. Man, Huntley, I remember when we were paying 89 cents a gallon for diesel in Marshall, Illinois at the Road Ranger. I think it might have gotten down to 87. I know it was 89, but I think for like one time, I think it might have gotten down to 87. But yeah, we were paying under 90 cents for a gallon of diesel. And this would have been 2019 probably. I think 2019. Maybe 2020. But also, just going back to your point, yeah, I remember in the late 90s in high school, I could have $10, and $10 would fill my tank, give me a pack of smokes and bottle of Mountain Dew and a couple other odds and ends for a night out with the friends. You know what I mean? Now, I know inflation and all that stuff, but I just think a lot of these companies lost their way. They got greedy and they thought they could provide a more modern premium experience and charge for that. And that's not what we were all asking for. You know, when in sales, it's figure out something that you can convince people they need. And you can't convince people that they need to go to an outlet mall for nicer facilities and pay more for clothes, or that they go to McDonald's and pay 5 times as much. Or, you know, I mean, That Wendy's yesterday, when I walked past that sign outside to go to Chipotle, right there in Jeffersonville, that Wendy's had like combo meals for $11, $12. That's not even at a truck stop. That's just a standalone Wendy's. Pretty sure it was about half that 5 years ago. So, I mean, if you're going to pay, like I paid $11 at Chipotle. I got a nice big burrito bowl and some chips to go with it. Why would I go get a fast food cheeseburger? It just, I don't get it. Hopper, good luck, Mr. Not Nice. Hopper, I remember when it was common that diesel was cheaper than unleaded gas. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. And also, another weird thing, Hopper, is the scam. And you guys do know that DEF is like one big scam because diesel prices are obviously, it requires oil. So it's all about supply and demand, right? Tell me why the price of a gallon of DEF goes up when diesel prices go up. You notice that? Notice that at the pump? If the pump price of diesel goes up 30 cents, the price of a gallon of DEF goes up 30 cents too. Why? There's no shortage of DEF. That's not oil. And that shit used to cost half as much too. I think I saw, now I know we don't pay the pump price a lot of times, but I saw DEF the other day for almost $5 a gallon. I want to say I was in Kentucky or somewhere like that. That's crazy. That's crazy that's what's being charged at the pump. There's no logic to that. There's no supply and demand. They can make that shit. It's unlimited. There's no limitation on the supply of DEF. K-Mac, good morning. Rodney, did you talk to the guy that was really mad? No, hell no, I didn't talk to him. That guy he was on one. Drew, yeah, it was nice running trucks without DEF back years ago. It was also nice running trucks when you just didn't really care about the price of diesel or the price. Like DEF was so cheap when I started that it just didn't really matter that much. I mean, I remember if I had to stop and put a little bit of fuel in the truck, I'd top off the reefer without even really looking at the price of diesel because it was going to be about $1 a gallon. So it didn't really matter. Now you're like, oh, I'm not going to fill the reefer here. You know, you're just having to think about all that stuff differently. Hopper, I've not even thought about DEF prices at all. Hopper, look at it on the pump and you'll notice, start looking at it on the pump just out of kicks, and you'll notice the price of DEF goes up when the price of diesel goes up. Tell me how that makes sense. K-Mac, the entire DEF gig is utterly shady at best. Rodney, yeah, I wouldn't talk to him. He was very mad. Like I said, he then came over here and was just walking in circles, just like flexing his muscles and stuff. And there's nobody even around, you know? It's like he was just looking for someone to throw a punch at. How close am I on my split? I'm getting pretty close. So I'll be getting off here shortly because I gotta, once this first part of the split's done, I gotta go over there and see if they'll load me because I need to figure out what Prime's gonna want to do. Oh shit, yeah, he was having a bad morning. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I may go bust out a shower just because I know I'm not going to get one tomorrow morning where I'm at. That may be in the cards. If you guys could hit the thumbs up real quick, that'd be super helpful if you're just chilling. before I wrap this up. I will be home at some point through this week. For members of the channel, if you're a member of the channel, I will be filming the studio build over the next couple weeks. Got to confirm the electrician this morning. I'll hear back on that. And Jim is going to come help me hang the walls. So I've already gutted the whole thing. I've got some insulation in. So as long as I've just been waiting on the electrical work. And if that all goes smooth, we're going to hang the walls. And the studio for this channel should be hopefully done this time home, or pretty close to it. So there's going to be some much different type content on here this summer. So I'll give channel, if you're a member of the channel, you'll see those videos. And I'll probably film Jim and maybe do some time lapses and stuff like that. I'm stoked. I'm like beyond, it's so far behind schedule, but I'm stoked and ready to do it. So Hopper, oh man, you can come hang out, Hopper. That's going to be in like 2 weeks. You can definitely come hang out, dude. We can put 3 trucks on the property for sure. Got showers there. We're gonna do seafood boil. I'll do steaks one night. But yeah, man, you can come hang out for sure. Shoot me a text. If you want to come do a 34, I got a place you can drop your trailer and get reloaded out of. That's 30 miles away. So yeah, shoot me a text, man. That'd be fun. All right, guys, be safe. Make good decisions. Always drive, thrive. I'll talk to y'all soon.